Hi, I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Today I got a tip for you, more specifically a router tip. If you've ever tried cutting a circle or cutting a hole out of a piece of wood, you'll find there's several ways you can do it. I prefer using a router to get yourself a really nice looking hole, and they sell router jigs for making circles. Bought this one a bunch of years ago and I've never liked it from day one. I tried using it once or twice and just did not like it. So that sits up in the rafters and never gets used. What I decided to do was make my own circle jig, and it's as simple as grabbing yourself a piece of Luan or cutting board or phenolic plastic, whatever you got, and a couple drill bits and drills, and you're good to go. So I'm going to show you how to do that in case you want to try it. First thing you want to do is take your plastic base off of your router. This works best for plunge routers. You can use it for stationary routers too, but it takes a little more finagling and actually a little less accurate. Plunge routers are the best tools for this. Take your base off and just line it up with the edge of whatever Luan you're using. Sit it there, grab yourself a pencil, and mark out the mounting holes. Because what you're really going to do is you're going to recreate this base and screw it to your plunge router. Don't forget to also draw out the center hole for the bit. Otherwise you'll get it mounted and you won't have a way to get your bit through unless you plunge through it. So now we're just going to drill our holes. Your center circle doesn't have to be perfect, but it's nice to keep it centered as much as possible. And don't be in a hurry, like me. There you have it. Make sure your circle bit, your hole bit isn't nowhere to go. Alright, that should have been the easiest part, but I'm fumbling. Alright, we got our hole done. Now we are going to drill our holes for our mounting screws. To do this I have a countersunk bit, so that your screws don't ride on your workpiece. You got to be careful that you don't drill all the way through, since this is only Luan, it's very thin. Otherwise your screws won't have anything to hold to. You can always go back and drill them a little deeper, but you can't drill them any more shallow. I'm using a bigger bit here so that the whole screw can get through. Alright. After you do that, you have your base made. Now you just take your screws, line your holes back up, and put them back in there to make sure that they are below the surface. If not, pull them back out and drill them a little deeper with your countersunk bit. Now you can make this out of however long of a piece of wood you want. I actually made one just a couple minutes ago out of a longer piece so that I can make larger circles with it. Basically you're limited to the size of your circle with the length of your base. Tighten them down, and you're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and use a smaller one. I'm going to cut out a circle and show you how it works. Now that we got our base made and attached to our router, I'm going to show you how to set this up and make a cut. It's super simple. It's a lot easier than those store-bought ones. What I did was I dropped my straight bit through the hole a little bit, and let's say I want to cut an 8-inch hole out to drop a dog bowl dish in. What I'm going to do is I need to find the radius of that hole. So of course that's half of 8 is 4, so your radius is 4. And what I'm going to do is take the outside of my router bit here, measure from there over 4 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a really tiny hole so I can drop a finish nail through it. So I get my hole through there. I can turn this back over and drive my nail in right where I want the center of my hole to be. So when you are finding the center of your hole, you're going to want to drop this pin right in the center. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to use right here. Finish nail acts as your pivot point, which allows your router to spin on that. So at this point, you're going to have 4-inch radius all the way around. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out and show you how simple and easy this is. After you get done, you should have yourself a perfect circle. So there you go. Make yourself a homemade circle jig, and you'll be happy you did. Save yourself some money, and they're very easy to make and use. So I'm John from WorkshopAddict.com. Talk to you later.